Hello again, folks. It's me, your pal, Bill Savely with Savage's Disc Golf. Got another video. So I am a Gemini, and one of the traits of Gemini is if they're interested in something, they're going to dive in and they're going to learn as much as humanly possible about it. Disc golf is no different. Basically, I got into this sport and I loved it from the minute I first threw that plastic, and I wanted to learn more about it because I wanted to be as best as I possibly could be, given every single ingredient in the Savely cake. Did I really just say Savely cake? You never know what you're gonna get on this channel. Let's talk about ratings. Remember when I said I really wasn't gonna pay that much attention to the ratings? Well, I played in a sanctioned league over the weekend at a very difficult course, and I did not do very well. Or so I thought. So it felt. It didn't seem like I was playing very well at all. Started out okay, and then wham! Double bogey? And I started to think, hey, this is a sanctioned round. This counts towards your overall rating for the update in September. Yeah, just thinking about it makes me nuts. But let's talk about it. Currently, I am 829 rated. I don't even know. How funny is that? Something that I obsess over. I'm not really completely sure exactly what my rating is. Hold on. Who am I kidding? It's even worse. I'm currently rated 824. Nowhere near the 850 that I wanted to get by July of this year. So let's talk about it. I think to myself, what am I missing? What am I not doing? Are there tips, tricks, not even really tricks? Are there tried and true methods that I need to start implementing that's gonna get me to an 850 overall rating or a 900 overall rating, which I think is definitely within my capability? What is it gonna take for me to get there? Thank you, Internet, because these are the tried and true methods I think are gonna get me to 900. I just have to start implementing them. Tip number one, you gotta play a clean round. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What do I mean by clean round? No bogeys. No bogeys. And if you get one bogey, you have to make sure that you get a birdie to cancel it out so that you're even par. So the goal should be even par, and then if a birdie presents itself, you need to take advantage of it and get that birdie. Because if you can stay par the entire time and just start collecting birdies here or there, your score is going to get lower and lower and lower, getting you closer and closer and closer to that 900 rating. Tip number two, disc down when you're unsure. What do I mean by disking down? Well, this is a control driver. This is a 10-speed. This is a mid-range. This is a 5-speed. This is a putter, a throwing putter. For some people, it's a putter. This is a 3-speed. Disc down. So there are people who can throw a putter 200, 230 feet. There are people that can throw a mid-range 250 to 300 feet. There are people that can throw a control driver 400 feet. But what can I do? What can I do? And here's another thing about the science of these discs. If you throw this and it's a little off, this thing is going to turn and dump. It's not going to go very far. If you don't throw this 100% correctly, this one is going to be a little more forgiving, and it's going to get you to where you're at, and it's going to finish still a little bit closer to where you want to be than this control driver. So disking down, going down from a 10-speed to a 5-speed, so that you're more reliable, so that you're more consistent, so that you're more accurate. Consistency and accuracy are going to help you get those pars and eventually those birdies, and that's going to help you stay away from the bogeys. So disc down when you can. Tip number 3, this was a big one for me until recently. Stop changing out your discs. Stop trying to find the new miracle disc. Just knock it off. The last miracle disc that I went chasing for that I found that now is in my bag forever, the Boca. Simon Line Boca. MVP makes this disc. It's a 7-speed with a 6 glide, and I believe it's 7601. So it's got a little bit of a finish to the left. This disc for me is money. It feels great in the hand. I can get it to do what I want it to do, and it responds for me. That's another thing about stopping changing out your discs. Pick like 6 discs, pick like 8 discs. Learn everything you can about those discs. Learn how to throw them flat, learn how to throw them on hyzer, learn how to throw them on anhyzer, learn how to throw them backhand, learn how to throw them forehand. Also, it's gonna set you apart from everybody else is if you learn what happens if you don't throw these discs correctly. Know what they're gonna do if you make a mistake and not throw them the right way. Because the more that you know about your discs and how they're going to fly, the better you're gonna perform on the course overall, and that's the goal. Tip number 4, smart shots, safe shots versus risky shots. Everybody wants to make the big hero shot, going way around a tree, going over trees, skipping through a little bitty gap and nailing it into the basket. But you know what? That's a risk. And there's so many things that could go wrong if you take too many risks versus taking the safe shot. Taking the safe shot off of the tee. Is there a big gap that you can hit? And then knowing the capabilities of the disc you're using, can you hit that gap and still have that disc behave the way you want it to? Versus maybe you've got a little bit of a clearer, shorter route, but it's through some danger and it's through some trees. Remember, we're chasing pars and we're collecting birdies whenever we can. So if you stay out of the trouble, you don't run the risk of putting yourself in a position where you're trying to save bogey or you're trying to save double bogey. Because the bogey and the double bogey are gonna bury you. So safe shots versus risky shots. Take more safe shots. It's gonna help you in the end. Tip number 5, this is something that I'm going to work on. Your backhand and your forehand should be equally accurate and equally reliable. What's reliable? You wanna hit 900 rating according to the information I've gathered. You need to have a backhand that's reliable, accurate, and consistently hits 250 feet. Same holds true for the forehand. But the thing that's going to give you a better option is either one of those, your forehand or your backhand, one of them's got to consistently hit 300, 325. If you can crank your backhand on average 325 feet, and your forehand can go 250 on average, you're going to cut your distance down and put yourself in a better position to score. So that's something I'm going to work on. My form, I'm going to start getting better, especially during the winter season for next summer in the tour season, because that's when I'm going to make my move. Tip number 6, remember we've been talking about pars, keeping a clean card, but realistically everyone, we need to collect birdies. We need to get as many birdies as humanly possible. And what's gonna get you those birdies? Piggybacking off the tip we just gave you, being able to throw 325 feet backhand on average with accuracy is going to get you those birdies, because a lot of these courses, they have par 3s that are within the 300 to 375 foot range. So if you're only getting 200, 225 off that tee, it doesn't matter how good of a putter you are. You're nowhere near the range to make that putt. You're still too far away. So if you give yourself that option of being able to hurl these things 325 feet on average off the tee, you're gonna get yourself more birdie looks, and more birdie looks versus more par looks. Statistically speaking, you're gonna score better because you have more options to score. Know what I mean? So I'll be working on my form over this down season. We still got some time left in this season, but that's what I'm gonna do. Putting, remember, I brought up putting. I know putting is really important, Putting is going to help you score, but putting on a really short course is super important. Putting from close distances on a really long course, it doesn't matter. Because again, if you're not getting down there with an opportunity to use your putting to its advantage, to start nailing those birdies, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You got to get further off the tee. And getting further off the tee is exactly what I'm going to do. Also, more tips I think that you should pay attention to: keeping your calm on the course, being stoic, not focusing so much on a bad shot or a bad hole or a bad couple of holes. Every single time you step up to a shot, that should be in your mind, all right, this is the only shot. It's this shot right here. It doesn't matter what I've done. I am here now. I need to make sure I put this disc through the gap that I want to hit to get it to where I want it to go as far as humanly possible, or as accurately as humanly possible. And if you just stay stoic and you don't blow up, you're gonna play better, you're gonna be more calm, and I think your card mates are gonna appreciate you not screaming and yelling and hooting and hollering out there. That's it. That's my tips. That's what I got for you today. So thank you to the internet, thank you to YouTube for helping me get all of these tips. I wrote them down, so I'm gonna put that little list in my bag, and every time I go to play around, I'm gonna look at those, because I need to have them in the forefront of my brain when I address a round, when I start to play a new round, because I'm not focusing entirely on reaching 900, but I know if I follow these tips, I got a better chance at hitting 900, and that's the goal. So thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.